All right, Jeremy Criniti asked a good question. First off, let me just say real quick, there's a ton of questions I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get all the questions caught up this weekend, and then I'm going to start a whole new thread for the month of October of Ask Chubby. But Jeremy just asked this question. I'm getting ready to go in and get a haircut, so I wanted to get this one done. This was a good one. Grabbed my attention. He said he came to an LAW show that I worked Rebel, the Rockin Rebel, and that he knows Rebel's the one that got me into the business. Was there any heat with me and Rebel during that match, the build up for the match? And yeah, I mean basically that. So, and I'm going to tell you now, this is going to go over 90 seconds. So pop over to the YouTube channel for the full complete answer. Rebel got me into business. At that time of LAW, we were using Rebel's license during that 3-year run for basically 2.5 years, 2 years, 2.5 years. And at that point of that match, me and him we started a feud together, just somehow, basically because nobody really wanted to work with him. And it just kind of organically happened, this feud, and Rebel kept pushing for it, and we built it up for this. We did a Pinfalls Anywhere on South Street, I think we built it as. And we actually did go outside to the side grass area of the building. I remember that. We went out the one door and we came in the other door. And I actually that was actually, believe it or not, one of my favorite matches of my career. I really loved the match that we had. I thought we had a very solid match, fun match. We took out, we had a table that we were selling pretzels, and we took that table out. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. And the heat really, it was starting to build, but the heat was, it came to a finish, I guess, a few months later, where we ended up having our falling out. And a big part of that was, you know, there was a lot of financial situations. It costs money, bottom line, to promote a show. I was paying Rebel $250 a show just for his license. Well, and that included him to wrestle. So $250 a show for his license. So you figure at that time, 20 plus years ago, we were selling tickets for $10 a pop. So I needed 25 ticket sales just to cover the promoter's license. And in reality, every show was between $1,000 to $1,200 in expenses before I got to the talent. So I needed 100 to 120 ticket sales just to cover expenses before the talent. So, you know, shows usually cost up to $2,000 if I was bringing names in, $3,000, $4,000 or more. So there was a lot of money being lost. And at that time too, here's a big key to everything. Jasmine and 3PW started running. They were using Rebel as well. They were renting my insurance, renting Rebel's license. They were paying Rebel more money, so he would stop taking bookings with smaller promotions like myself. So that's where part of the feud was starting too. He wanted to break it off with us so he can work more with them and make more money. Which was, you know, Rebel being Rebel. But this is where Rebel, he also, I think it was probably about a year or so later, or maybe even longer than that, because, you know, he was renting his license all over the friggin' place. He ended up getting a second license and put it in his wife's name, and this way he was renting 2 licenses. At that time, Rebel basically controlled the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. It was crazy. I mean, he had them fucking, he had the whole thing, the whole corner market, the whole market cornered. So it was a wild time. Yeah, there was a lot of heat growing between him and my ex-wife, him and me. there was heat growing with my ex-wife and some workers and stuff, all about financial situations, which is understandable because at the end of the day, it is pretty much all about the money. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. This was definitely the longest Ask Chubby answer. And I could have probably gone longer and longer too about situations.